Hey everyone, I'm CivicBot, and today I'll be reviewing Transformers Beast Wars Transmetal Depth Charge. This is Depth Charge. He is one of my favorite characters in the Transformers Beast Wars series. He made his introduction in Season 3, Episode 2, called Deep Metal. He accidentally landed on Earth when his ship was destroyed by an anomaly while searching for Protoform X, aka Rampage. Rampage was an experiment gone horribly wrong, as they attempted to replicate Starscream's mutant, indestructible spark with the Maximal. The outcome was a dangerous criminal with extreme psychosis, hell-bent only on destruction and mayhem. Depth Charge was in charge of security for a colony Omicron when Rampage leveled the colony and escaped. Only Depth Charge survived. He hunted Rampage down until he was captured and returned to Cybertron. Depth Charge asked the High Council to find a way to destroy his spark, but instead, Rampage was turned over to Optimus Primal and his crew at the time. Well, to say the least, Depth Charge wasn't too happy.
Back off, Primal. You blew it. Just like I told the High Council you would.
So running into Optimus Primal and his crew not only came as a surprise, but reminded him of the High Council's decision of giving Rampage over to Primal. This fueled his desire to bring Rampage to justice for his actions if no one else was able to.
It's not revenge I'm looking for. It's justice.
Depth Charge is straight to the point, and he doesn't pull any punches. He's the type who goes in, guns blazing, shoots first, and asks questions later. He's a very experienced combatant and soldier with a vigilante's mentality.
Consider it done.
He stands for the law, but he's willing to bend the law to get justice. Being a Maximal, he's loyal and will come to the aid of his fellow Maximals, but one thing he's not is sentimental.
Don't go getting all gushy on me.
He's very focused and he doesn't back down from a fight, even when the odds are stacked against him. And being a great warrior, if there's one thing he likes to do is hunt down Predacons.
Big Preds are my specialty.
Depth Charge always had an edgy lone wolf attitude with quips and smart remarks, but he could also maintain a cool head and rally together when necessary. It took some time for Depth Charge to fit in, but even then, he still did his own thing, disobeying orders, and honestly, he was just downright rude.
Pull it out your exhaust port, Optimal.
Depth Charge and Rampage's dynamic of sworn enemies was a big part of Season 3 and its story, and it was interesting to see how they played off of and contrasted each other. Similar to the likes of Batman and the Joker, Depth Charge is the brooding, ruthless, highly efficient lawbringer,
Protoform X is waiting and I don't want to disappoint him.
while Rampage is the maniacal, cruel, and extremely dangerous madman.
I'll fillet you for that.
Unfortunately, in Season 3, Episode 12, we see the end of Depth Charge after he stabs Rampage in the spark with an energon blade, causing a massive explosion, thus killing himself in the process. Despite Depth Charge finally being able to prove Rampage's inherent evil nature, it cost him his life. But even then, he was still right. I was shocked when Depth Charge was killed off because if there was anyone who deserved more time for character development, that was him. He could have gone home with the rest of the Maximals to Cybertron, but we know what happened with that in the next series that I'll probably cover in a future video. Released in 1998, I bought Depth Charge brand new in a box for only $19.99. Can you believe that? he is definitely one of the best Transformers figures that Hasbro has put out. And as compared to the first season action figures, this one is spot on. He's very detailed. Everything about him pops out. His colors, the weapons that he's holding, and even the back, which I'm not really fond of. I also like the fact that the creators gave him more than one weapon. I mean, this guy's armed to the teeth. His tail acts as a sword. His shark gun, which fires missiles, also acts as his drone. And he fires these discs from his chest, as you can see here. On to the articulation. His wings bend in 3 different places, as you can see, and they also rotate depending on the pose that you want him to be in. His head turns from side to side, and that's about it. He's limited to that. Now, his shoulders work on a swivel. As you can see, you can raise his arms up and down, and on a hinge, which you can raise as from side to side. That's as high as you're going to get him. His biceps are on a swivel, and his elbows are on a hinge. And that's as far as you can get over there. Now, his torso does turn, but that's only for when you're transforming him from beast mode to robot mode. Now, his legs are on a ball joint, and you can see that he can kick pretty high going up front and probably also going to the back. His knees are double jointed. You can put him in a running pose with that. Now, going back here to his tail, you can actually take this tail off if you want. It's on a ball joint, as you can see. All right, and it does, wait 1 second. Okay. It does work on a hinge, so you can fold it. But pretty much this tail, when it's one piece, it acts as a third leg. Again, like I said, I'm not really fond of it because this back just juts out way too much. And can you imagine having a back like this? You would be uncomfortable trying to go to sleep. So now onto the transformation. Now, please bear with me because it's been quite some time since I've transformed this figure. So let's start off with the legs, which let's not. Now onto the transformation. Let's start with his arms. First thing we're going to do is we're going to open it up. We're going to turn his hand to expose the thrusters. Next, what we're going to do is move the wings back. And his arms actually are on pegs here. If I can just, there we go. So you bring this back all the way like this, and you have to bend them slightly. Now they look like thrusters. Our next step is to disconnect the lower part of his body from his torso. They are also on pegs like that. Then you'll split him. Ooh, that's got to be painful. His head actually goes back like this. And then the shield that was in the back comes around, goes on top. Sorry guys, I messed up. You're supposed to turn this. There we go. Now I'm getting it. There's something not right. I think this is supposed to...
So the first thing we're going to do is actually reach onto the sides of the head and unpeg these bits.
All right, folks, I think I finally got it. So I'm going to point to you where this is supposed to go. This piece here is supposed to slide. Now you're going to right into this gap right here. So that's what we'll do right now. Turn it. There you go. Repeat it on the other side. Now it covers the head, just like so. Now the hinges here, this blue part, you're going to tuck it in over there. And this part, there you go. Is your left eye with the antenna. You repeat the same thing on the right side. There's your right eye with the antenna. I almost forgot that there are tabs right there that go into a slot right on the head. These are for the eyes. So that's how you do it. And now we're just going to put him in flight mode or vehicle mode, whatever you want to call it. And there you have it. But don't forget the tail at the end, which is on a hinge. And that is his flight mode. Now to get him into beast mode, just turn the ratchet facing forward. I'm going to tell you, this is definitely one of the most complicated Transformers I've ever had. So, okay. Now there's a peg on that, or tab, and it goes into that hole over there. And it covers the back part, the eye. Repeat the same thing for the right side. And voila. There he is in beast mode. I really like Depth Charge in his beast mode because he actually looks like a manta ray. And just like in his robot form, he is very detailed. Oh yeah, you could tell by the wings. Also, the way the paint fading is done, it's really just marvelous. He kind of reminds me of a stealth bomber, just the way he looks. And the thrusters, actually, they look like jet engines. And also in this mode, he can fire his discs. Unfortunately, I don't have any discs in there, so. The box art is incredible. Look at it here. On the corner here, it gives you a little description of Depth Charge. And it comes with the instruction, of course, and the discs, of course, and of course the shotgun. Overall, I really like this figure. It's very show accurate in robot form and in beast mode form. The details are extraordinary, and I think in the last two seasons, they've come a long way since the very original action figures that they came out with. The only issue that I did have is at that back again. The back is just jutting out too much. And maybe sometime in the future, either Tomy Takara or Hasbro can do a redesign of Depth Charge. Again, also the other issue I had was the transformation part of it. It does require a level of playing with this thing a whole lot. So shout out to Bolt Matrix for your instructions. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys like this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And I will be coming out with more videos in the future. Until then, I'm CivicBot. See you then.
CivicBot domain.